Good morning, everyone. This is Tita from Tita's Itty Bitty Farm. I hope you're all doing really well out there. This is Sunday. Don't ask me what date it is, but I'm not sure. But anyway, today, guys, I am going to show you guys what's been happening in my yard. Okay, I was gone for a little over a month. I was in Savannah, Georgia for a little over a month. And I am home now, and my yard is a disaster. So I did started a little work on one of my larger beds, started to clean it up, but that's on a video that I'm going to attach to this one. Okay, so let's get going. Let me turn this camera around so I can give you guys a tour, so that you will see, after when I clean everything up, what it looks like. Okay, I'll be right there. Hello, YouTube. I hope everyone is doing okay out there. And I just want to show you guys this. I was away for about 3 weeks. I just cut this. Look at what I came home to. There's nothing but weed up there. You will think they are beans of some kind, not beans, but yeah, lima beans of some kind, but they're not. It's just weeds. And guess what? It's not coming from the bottom of the bed. It's coming from my neighbor's yard, and it's everywhere. It totally covers this whole area. Isn't that awful? Now I'm in the middle of cutting it right now to see if I can get some sort of control. Okay, but what I'm gonna do, guys, I am going to put some weed killing fluid behind this bed, so maybe it'll kill those weeds coming out of my neighbor's yard, because my neighbor has someone who does her yard for her, and he only does part of it. Let's put it this way: the backyard, he does it when he feels like it, or when I complain to her about the backyard, that's when he does it. But look at this mess coming out of there, right into my yard. Look at that. That is awful, just awful. All right, guys, this is what I came home to. My strawberries are mostly dead. I don't know if they're gonna come back or if I'll have to get more strawberries. This bed here, as you're gonna see on another video that I did, that I'm going to attach to this one, was covered with weeds. Okay, my plants, my hanging plants, well, they're dead. Well, this one is, quite a few of them are, and my yard needs a really good cleaning. So we're gonna do this together. We're gonna clean the yard, and we're gonna do it together. So what I'm going to do, my garbage thing right here, which have some of the stuff that I've already collected, we are going to clean the yard together. Okay, because look at this. My plant is dead. My must have had some strong wind while I was gone, but it's a good thing that this planter here was empty. So I don't know. I think something must have hit it, because look at this right here. Okay, my other plants, which my trees that I have to come and take care of, that needs a lot of fertilizer. So they're really looking bad. And I had all back here, I have weeds all under here, and I even have sweet potatoes growing again in this bed, and I didn't even plant them. So I need to clean out this bed. And my mango tree, look at that, the leaves are falling off. And this is my soursop tree over here. I'm not sure if I have any soursop, but I can see some of the shells on the ground, since I wasn't here to manually fertilize it. So I don't know if there's anything. See this right here? So that means it was actually blooming. I had some lima beans that I planted here before I left, but I don't know if there's any life in them or not. I really don't know, and I'm not sure. I have to clean out this bed, what I had in there that died, and I had an I have an eggplant here, but you know what, guys? I'm not even gonna try to save any of these. I'm gonna uproot all of them because it's really, the yard looks really, really horrible. I mean, look at this. I have to come and clean all of this up, and we are going to do that together. Oh my goodness, look at the length of this weed. Huh. Let me back up so you guys can see this. Look at the length of this thing. And guys, my custard apple over here, and I am hoping and praying that my grapevine did not die, even though I do have, let me move around so you could see it better, even though I do have some vines that looks dry and brittle. I'm hoping that when I start feeding them, which I'm not going to do that today. Today's Sunday. I'm tired. And starting tomorrow morning, because right now it's almost 1 o'clock and the sun is at its highest. So we are going to take care of that. My peppers, I'm going to uproot all of this because I don't think feeding them, trying to save them, maybe this one. We'll see about this one. But I don't know about the others. Look at all that, guys. I got to clean all of this. My yard is a disaster. It looks horrible. Okay, so when you guys see this yard again, well, no, you're going to see it again while I clean it. I'm going to videotape. And look at that. This is the sweet potatoes that I planted before I left. And they're making very good progress. Thank God for the rain we've been getting. Apparently, they're growing nicely. And back here, guys, my other plants, oh my God, look at, this was my pigeon peas. It's dead. But look at this yucca. This is going to be my next harvest. And I do have some yam that I had planted, and I'm looking under the yucca. There are some yam, the leaves from the yam is over here. See that? Now I'm wondering if I if I harvest the yucca, would it damage the yam? Because the yam is coming from here. And thank God it's still alive. My sugar canes, well, they're going to remain alive. And all of my flowers here are dead, but I do have, looks like, 2 little mangoes trees that are growing in this right here. So I'm going to let them continue growing and see what becomes of them. And it looks like I'm going to have to cut down some of the sugar canes because some of them are ready to come off. My peppers, look at that. I think I'm going to just go ahead and take them out. I have some seedlings that I was growing before I had to leave. Well, I don't know how this got on the floor like that, but the seedlings, oh boy, they're, well, except for this one right here, they're all dead. Well, guys, let's get the cleaning on the way, okay? I will see you guys in the morning, and we will continue this conversation. See you later. A couple of other things I need to show you guys. Even though I haven't been here to take care of my plants, but with the rain I've been getting here, it has been helping. Look at this little orange tree here. I really do wish these oranges were sweet, but they are sour. It's called a calamundi orange. I planted it in 2023. But guys, it grows oranges like crazy, but unfortunately, they are the most sour oranges I have ever tasted. But most of these flowers and plants over here are still doing well because we did get some rain, and apparently the rain is keeping them going. But on the other side, guys, I don't even want to show you guys the mess on this side over here because everything on this side are dead. My peppers, my tomatoes, everything is dead on this side, with the exception of these tomatoes here. That seems to be doing something. I don't know how well they're gonna do it, but over here, all of those are gone. Look at the pepper, the sushi peppers. Look at that, because I was gone for so long, they got all red and everything, and they're ready to die. Yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna let them all die and uproot them. Look at my my spice area. So it looks like I am going to have to actually go through this garden and replant the majority of the stuff in here. All right, guys, I'll be back. See you later. Guys, I got so busy cleaning this that I forgot to turn on the camera. Okay, but this is what I've done so far in this area. I still have that to get rid of. And we're going to go in there today and we are going to clean that whole area out. I got rid of the weeds that were growing on here. I still have some back here to get to. Okay, and I did manage to get rid of those dead tomato vines that was in here, in this bed here. I got rid of that, and that would leave more room for my eggplant, which is right here. And oh, look at this huge lizard back here. And I cleaned out this part of this bed. I still have more work to do, and I gotta fill it up with soil because the soil level is very low in here. And I did clean out this bed as well. But guys, we'll still have a lot of work to do on this side. Okay, so let us continue. And this is, I have to say, might end up being a lengthy video, even though I'm not intentional, because there's a lot to be done on this side before I can even move to the other side. And I tell you, the next time I go away for a long period of time, I'm gonna just spend the money and hire someone to come here and look after my plants for me so that I will not get back to so many dead plants. All right, guys, I mean, look at this area here. I do have a lawn guy that comes around, but his job is not to keep my garden updated. All right, so let's keep going with the cleaning up. All right, guys, we are going to do this one bed at a time. Okay, so we're starting with this one, and we gotta get the vines that are on top first. I'm gonna try to cut as many as I can and see if I can pull the rest out. It's hard to pull out, so I'm just gonna have to cut them. By the way, guys, this is all weeds, like I said before, coming from my neighbor. Guys, one down and a lot more to go. But before I leave this bed, I am going to spray behind there to keep the weeds from coming from my neighbor's yard into my garden again. You guys, you know what they say, right? To kill the weed, you gotta go where it originated from. So I did spray not only behind the grow bed, but also in her area because she's not growing anything there, but as you can see, weeds and grass. Okay, so this is it for this bed. Let's move on to the next project. Guys, I am sweating a storm. The next thing we're gonna do, guys, it's so hard for me to go through here because of the branches from the soursop tree. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some of those branches off. Okay, because it will make it easier for me to go through as I am cleaning. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna get this one from here. Let's get a small piece at a time. Alright, that's all I'm gonna take from this tree. See that? Right now I can go right through. And it is blooming, but unfortunately I have to do that, but I don't see any soursop forming yet, so see, I'm not gonna do anything with that side over there. I'm gonna let it grow because it does provide a good amount of shade in this area. All right, guys, this is the next bed we're going to tackle. As you can see, the weeds back here are dying because yesterday, this was packed. I cut them and I had to get onto the bed, okay, so I can spray back there. So I didn't put that on video because, well, you know, that was not a pretty sight that I have to jump up here and go back there and clean up. So today, we're just going to take the rest of it down. All right, so we're going to get started on this one. Guys, one more down, all cleaned out, and as you guys can see, the soil is very, very, very loose. And the reason behind that is that I only use gardening soil in my grow beds. See that? It's nice and loose. I use garden soil on there to keep the soil nice and loose. And this bed can use at least 3 or 4 more bags of soil, the large ones that is. So I'm gonna have to order those because they're too heavy for me to go get. So I'm gonna have to order them and have them delivered. All right, guys, let's move on to the next one, which is over on the same side, and then we're gonna come back to the one that has the eggplants. I'll go ahead and collect these spikes that are here. All right, guys. I took the roots that were generated that was still in there. I took them out. I still have some pine straws here, but the pine straws are okay. I'm not going to even worry about those. But I found this big piece of wood in here. All right, guys. Like I said, they're all going to get new soil added to them, and fertilizer. And before I start planting in them again, okay? So we're gonna move on to the next one. Guys, we still have a whole lot to clean, but in the middle of all this cleaning, I am now cleaning out my herb garden area, and I put all the dead herbs. See all those dead roots? I put them all in here, and I picked up some from Walmart this morning, and I'm gonna go ahead and between the rain and put them in this bed right there in the in my herb garden bed. Let me put that so you can see all of them. Here we are. Okay. So what I've been doing, the soil that's already in here is extremely wet because of all the rain we've been having. So what I'm doing is just working the soil, okay, loosen it up. Just loosening the soil and leveling it, of course. This is kind of thick. Look at this. It's nice and rich and wet. I've already did this one. Let's do this one now. Like I said before, I use potting soil in all of my grow beds, and in everywhere that I grow anything in my garden, I use potting soil. That's why the soil remains nice and loose. Okay. I know I keep apologizing because this is going to be a lengthy video, and I am trying to fast forward a lot of it. But you'll enjoy it though. If there's too much soil in one, I move it to the one that needs a little bit more. All right. I am going to also add some garden pine on here. I'm adding this in here because I have not fed the soil. I have not done anything. See, all I'm doing is putting a handful. Not even quite a handful in each one of them right here. This will help with the growth, okay? Because the soil was used for something else. I had other herbs on here. So I'm just trying to replenish what the soil may have lost. In other words, put health back in the soil. Put my gloves back on, and see, I'm just going to just work it in. See all the little weeds, take them all out. Guys, one mistake I made last time, we have to remember that when we plant herbs, just one plant will give you an abundant amount. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I think I have 1, 2, I'm not sure, let me look. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. For now, I have 4. Okay, but I'm gonna put 1 in each one of these trays. We're gonna put the basil on top because it grows a little bit bigger than everything. Okay, so now before I even put them in the soil, I'm gonna go ahead and dig a hole. Let me move you closer. You might be able to see at least one. Oops. Okay. Looks like the best one for you guys to see will be the third one. So let's do this one. See, I'm just digging a hole right in the center. Right here. There's one here. Right in the center. Okay. The next thing I'm gonna do, guys, I'm going to put a root enhancer in here, which is this right here. Okay, this will help the roots because of the transplant. Now this comes with 2 different size of measurements. I'm going to use the small one. See, all I do is 1 and put it in here, and it doesn't matter if the roots touches if the root touches the enhancer. Is ooh, I think the wind blew it right into my throat. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it touches the roots because that's what it's good for, is for the roots. And now, guys, I am going to put the plant in. This one is curly parsley. Let me turn you guys around because I am going to actually, see, I'm going to take it out. Now, what I'm going to do is remove all of this thing around it, see? And I just want the roots to stay. So this hat, see? Nice little roots down here. Okay, but I'm going to leave this little bit on here. And my tripod is dirty right now. And I'm going to put it right in here. I'm going to hold it enough to know how much dirt I need to put underneath, because we don't want to put it in too deep. Okay, here we go. There we go. I always like to move the dirt around it like this, so that it'll form sort of like a little bucket right here. That's for water. And the next thing I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna put some straw mulch around it, okay? I'll be right back. Let me get rid of it. All right, I have my pine straws right here. And I'm gonna put around them. I like to mulch around them because, you know, it's leafy vegetable. The leaves goes everywhere. So by putting the pine straws around it, when it grows, the leaves are going to be on the straws instead of on the soil. I just put a nice amount of straws under there. And bear in mind that even though I put a nice amount of straws under there, it still breathes because, you know, I mean, it's straws. They have holes everywhere. They're not going to suffocate your plant, so you're good with that. All right, guys, there you have it. I'm going to do the others, and then I'll come back to show you the end result. There you have it, guys. Everything is where it's supposed to be. Look at that. They're all in and mulched with some pine straws. I have sweet basil. I have Thai basil, which is very good. I really like that one. And I have curly parsley. I'm going to put another parsley on the one down here that I don't have anything in. I have Greek oregano. And down there, I'm going to put another parsley when I pick it up. All right, guys. I have so much to do in the yard, guys. Like I had said before, it's a lot of work. And I've cleaned the beds on the other side. I think I did some on video, some not so much on video. But right now, I'm starting to start planting again because the season has started and I am way behind. All right, let's go to our next station. All right, I also bought, let me see, where is it? Oh, here it is. I bought yellow net squash. I'm gonna put it right here because it needs direct sunlight and it's gonna have a lot of light from here. So I'm just gonna, I had tomatoes in here last season. So now we're just going to remove all of this dead tomato tray here. This split is completely dead. Okay. Oh, look at that. I planted an onion in here. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing we did for the other bed. All right, so we're going to just work the soil, go all the way underneath. And we're going to add some garden lime again. But this much is good. We're just trying to wake the soil back up. Now we're gonna work it all around. Let's remove this little 4-leaf clover. And we're gonna put another small measure in here. Again, this is the root enhancer. Just work it in here, which is good right now. And we're gonna put our plant in and try to go inside before the rain starts again. Let's staple this on here. This is what we're planting. Let's put it right here. And I'm going to remove some of the soil like I did before. Now this soil is a little bit different than the other one, and the roots, as you can see, it's all over, so we're not going to take much out of there. We're just going to put it in here. Just like before, we're gonna put some pine needles in here. Guys, I'm not even gonna bother watering anything that I planted today because it's getting ready to pour and the soil is already very wet. I make sure the leaves are all off the ground. plant in the ground. All right, guys, I'll be back again. My shishito peppers grew so well last year. Yep, that's what I had, shishito peppers. I decided to put another pepper here. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing as before. We're gonna wake up the soil, plant, and then we're going to fertilize and plant. Not fertilize, enhanced and plant. There's a lot of pine cone on here because this planter is actually right underneath the neighbor's pine tree. And then we're going to use our this. I'm moving a little faster because it looks like it's about to pour, and I want the new plants to enjoy the rain. Again, we're going to use the small part of the container. Let's put my gloves back on. Gonna have to wash these gloves. Look at them. Gonna have to soak them in the sink. And this one is going to be Tabasco. Let's put it right here. I was hoping this was 2 plants, but they're too close together to separate them. So I'm just gonna leave them alone. I may go ahead and put some flowers next to some of those plants. I don't know, but this year I'm just not going to pack all my grow beds up. I'm just going to put a minimum amount on there so that they can grow nice and healthy and produce lots of fruit, because they do produce more when they are not crowded. Even though this one is right under the pine tree, I'm still gonna put some in here. All right, guys, looks like the rain will soon be upon us. Here's my other little plant is in the ground. Those are the only ones I bought today. All right, guys. All right. Keep watching. We'll still have more to do.